we have taken a look at many of the use cases for Redis, along with its features and also data types. Let's now get a little more practical though, and see what is involved when it comes to working with a Redis instance. When we talk of Redis, we may in fact be referring to a Redis server. This is where all of the data will be stored and will be loaded into memory, from which that data can be queried, and even add and update operations can be performed. To perform those operations though, we will need to connect over to the Redis server from one of many clients which are supported. For example, you may be connecting over to a Redis store from a Python client. You may also have a Node.js client, or you could simply be using the Redis CLI. So all of this looks like a regular client-server architecture. And when we have such a setup in place, well, it is possible that the server itself may be in some remote location, perhaps in the other side of the world, in which case, one of the significant bottlenecks for the performance of your clients could be network traffic and also the overall round-trip time. To understand how this could slow down the overall performance, let's take the case of a Python client which connects over to a Redis server, and it has a number of different Redis commands which need to be executed. In this case, we have 3 different set commands, and to add elements to a list, 2 different lpush commands, and maybe several more beyond them. To execute all of these, by default, each command is sent individually over to the Redis server. So, in order to execute the first set command, this is sent to the Redis server, and this will send back an OK message to the Python client once it has been executed. If the server and client are in different sides of the world, this itself could take a couple of seconds to run. Only once the client receives the acknowledgement will it send over the second set command over to the server, and again after its execution the server will send back an OK message, and this cycle will of course keep repeating in order to execute each and every command. You can already see that this can involve a lot of overhead, especially if the round trip time is rather high, and the net result is that the execution of your applications will be considerably slowed down. Well, in order to address this problem, we can make use of pipelines in Redis, which offer an efficient way to process several commands. So let's zoom in and take a look at what exactly pipelines are. So when there are multiple commands which need to be executed, these are not sent directly over to a Redis server from a client, but